Welcome to our discussion on thinking directly in English instead of constantly translating back and forth. Um, it's like, you know, a challenge many face when learning. Yeah. And today, we're gonna break it all down.
Absolutely. It's a struggle I've seen in practice, especially when you're trying to keep up with conversations.
Right. The problem is, um, almost every learner accidentally translates everything in their head. Hear a question, translate it, think of the answer, translate back, and then the conversation, well, it just zooms past you.
Yeah, and that delay really makes you feel less fluent, doesn't it?
Exactly. And the key is to rewire your brain so that it thinks directly in English.
Yep.
It's like, building the muscle to speak without that extra translation step.
So, how do we tackle that? What's the first step?
The first tip is to keep it simple. Instead of forcing complicated sentence structures, use simple sentences for your day to day thoughts.
Right.
For instance, instead of saying in your head, I am feeling tired today in your native language, just think, I'm tired today.
That makes a lot of sense. It's all about creating those habitual responses that are in English from the get go.
Exactly. And it's not just about mornings. When you're brushing your teeth, say, I'm brushing my teeth. Just small, everyday actions that train your brain to operate in English, uh, uh, almost automatically.
I love that concept. It's like building a daily routine, but with language. So, what about using your environment to help with this?
Right on point. The idea here is to use daily objects around you. When you see something, your phone, your bag, even the sun outside, name it out loud or in your
Yes,
head in English. That way, your brain starts directly associating items with their English names.
that's a neat trick. It sounds almost like you're labeling your world in English.
Yeah, it really is. And it doesn't stop there. They suggest practicing with real dialogues. Remember the dialogue between Alex and Sarah? It's a great example.
Oh, definitely. The exchange where Sarah wakes up and says, I'm hungry, I want breakfast, and Alex replies, I'm making eggs and toast. It's all smooth and natural.
Exactly. No translation in that moment, just immediate thought. And it shows that practicing natural conversations, even through role playing, can
Yep.
really help. It's like once you start thinking in English, the responses come out faster.
Speaking of role plays, was there another method mentioned? I think something about shadowing got my attention.
Yes, shadowing is a powerful tool. It involves like listening to a native speaker and immediately repeating what they say without pausing to
Right, right.
translate. You essentially copy their intonation and rhythm in real time.
So it's like your brain learns to go for that quick reaction rather than a thoughtful translation, correct?
Exactly. Imagine watching a TV show. If a character says, let's go grab some coffee, you immediately repeat it, and that trains your brain.
Hmm.
Over time, it starts making those connections on its own, which is super effective.
I can see that working really well in practice, but what if someone is so scared of making mistakes that they just freeze?
Great point. That's actually the next major tip. Stop worrying about mistakes. It's crucial to understand that errors are totally acceptable. Even native speakers mess up sometimes.
Uh huh,
Think
for
of it as
sure.
learning any new skill, like riding a bike. You might stumble a few times, but each fall teaches you something.
I like the bike analogy, it's very vivid. Even if you say, the machine that makes food hot instead of microwave, you're still communicating.
Exactly. And over time, you'll actually start remembering the right words faster. The key is not to let the fear stop you from speaking. Just speak,
Yep.
even if it's not perfect.
And that ties into another tip I recall narrating your day in English. How does that work?
Right. Narrating is all about talking to yourself, describing what you're doing as if you were explaining it to someone. Like, I'm leaving the house now, I'm walking to the bus stop. It's a constant internal dialogue that keeps reinforcing the language.
Yeah,
Even if it
exactly.
feels a little odd at first, it builds that mental habit.
It must transform your routine into a language practice session without even thinking about it.
Definitely. And then, of course, there's immersion. Surround yourself with English. Listen to songs, watch shows, even switch your phone's language. When you're constantly
Hmm.
exposed, it's like your brain can't help but pick up on everything instantly.
I always say immersion is like plunging into the deep end of the pool. It might be scary at first, but then you start swimming naturally.
Exactly. And it's all about making English part of your everyday life. Once you start to think, the sun is bright today, right when you see it, you're in the zone.
Right. Now, out of curiosity, how do we measure progress in all this? Is it all about speed or more about natural fluency?
Oh, it's definitely not just about speed. Think of it like music. It's not about how fast you can play a piece, it's about delivering it naturally and with feeling. Even native speakers pause sometimes, and that's totally okay.
Yeah,
Fluency,
exactly.
I'd say, is about how natural you feel rather than fast responses.
That's an important distinction. I mean, when you're thinking in English, the goal is not to race your brain, but to let it process naturally.
Right. It's like, um, you're training your brain to react as it sees the world, not by flipping from one language to another, but in one seamless blend.
Hmm.
And every little practice session, whether it's shadowing or narrating, builds that confidence.
Speaking of confidence, how do you think learners can deal with the anxiety of speaking in public or with native speakers?
Well, it's all about practice. The more you practice thinking in English, the less you rely on translation, and the more confident you'll become. Remember, every small victory counts. If you can handle a misstep and keep talking, you're already doing great.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Sometimes even just thinking out loud to yourself can overcome that fear.
Exactly. And it's critical to remember that mistakes are part of the process. Each error is a stepping stone.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
soon you'll find that thinking in English becomes as natural as breathing.
One thing I'm curious about, what do you think about balancing translating with direct thinking? Isn't there still a need occasionally to translate complex ideas?
That's a solid question. I'd say when you're just starting, a bit of translation might happen, but the goal is to minimize that as you go. Over time, you'll find that many common ideas and phrases don't need translation at all. I respectfully challenge the notion that translation is always bad. Sometimes it can be a scaffold until you build that direct connection.
Hmm, interesting perspective. So it's more like a transitional phase rather than something to completely eliminate right away.
Exactly. It's about gradually shifting from reliance on translation to thinking automatically in English. And as these small shifts happen in daily life, like narrating or naming objects, the transition becomes almost seamless.
Right. It definitely sounds like a process of consistent self practice and immersion.
Absolutely. It's the accumulation of these practices, simple sentences, shadowing, narrating your day, that really transforms your brain's language habits over time.
Yep. And when you think directly in English, your responses are not just faster, but more natural and confident too.
Exactly. It's a real game changer. So, just to wrap it up, whether you're at a restaurant, watching TV, or even shopping, making that mental switch to English can improve your fluency so much.
Right. I'm excited to try these techniques out, especially shadowing and narrating. They seem like they could really cut down on that hesitation.
Absolutely, just remember it's a journey. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And hey, every conversation is a step forward.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the chat. It's been super insightful. I feel even more motivated to think in English now.
Same here. Keep practicing, and soon you'll notice that your fluency grows naturally, like step by step, day by day. See you next time for more tips and insights.